65 years of independence, 30 international mediations to halt the shedding of blood, a constitution that has strictly forbidden offensive warfare since 1962, and $30 billion pledged to heal the wounds of the very neighbor that once invaded her. A small nation crowned by the world as a unique humanitarian center. But how did Kuwait of peace triumph in a region that never stops boiling? Here is the story. It began in 1962. Sheikh Abdullah As-Salem, the father of the Constitution, inaugurated a new era with historic rhetoric. He didn't just draft a law, he defined the country's soul. As we stand at the gates of a new dawn, we hope Kuwait begins its journey by strengthening the bonds of friendship and brotherhood with its brethren Arabs, working hand in hand for the collective good of the Arab nation. But promises are only as strong as the laws that bind them. Thus, this vision was immediately etched into Article 68, a constitutional decree that defines the nation's identity. The Emir declares defensive war by decree. As for offensive war, it is strictly prohibited. A bold declaration to the world. Kuwait does not aggregate. Its sovereignty is guarded by the shield of law and the sword of justice. Born from this covenant, a new doctrine emerged: firefighting diplomacy. Kuwait threw itself into the world's fire to extinguish it. It began with the fires of Yemen in 1965. It continued by cooling the tragedy of Black September in Jordan in 1970 and mediating the bitter conflicts between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Kuwait became the white hole of the Middle East, a force that absorbs crises rather than radiating them, a peaceful mind taming the impossible, even within the strongholds of its adversaries. But what happens when the mediator is betrayed? What happens when the peace builder is struck at the very heart of their home? In 1990, during 9 months of darkness, Kuwait faced the ultimate betrayal, a brutal invasion by a brotherly neighbor. Yet the response defied the law of the jungle. Even as the wounds were bleeding, Kuwait never severed the lifeline of aid to the people of those opposing nations. They gave, even in the hour of strife. In 2018, the doctrine of peace reached its zenith. Kuwait hosted the International Conference for the Reconstruction of Iraq. $30 billion were mobilized to raise the aggressor from the ashes. In 2017, Kuwaiti shuttle diplomacy prevented the collapse of the Gulf House, shielding the region from fragmentation. For this sincerity, history chose Kuwait to be the voice of the vulnerable. It stood as the shield of Palestine in the UN Security Council. By 2014, the United Nations had officially designated Kuwait a global humanitarian center. A heavy legacy woven with peace and anchored in stability. Today, Kuwait does not merely rest on its history. It flings open the doors to the future with Vision 2035. The journey that began with the compass of Mubarak the Great is now steered by a new generation. Youth raised on the belief that Kuwait builds. It does not destroy. It illuminates. It does not darken. From the era of the founders to the ambitions of tomorrow, the creed remains steadfast. Strength lies in wisdom. Sovereignty lies in service. Kuwait remains the sun of humanity that never sets, and the banner of peace that never bows. Kuwait, enduring legacy, eternal light. Share now. Let wisdom shine as true strength.